For once the movies were right. The world around us is a sugar-coated topping, a topping of our dropping grasp on reality. The world around us is an unobtainable digital fallacy, a new pseudo-reality, an Abercrombie Klein reality filled with six-packs and bronze skins, long limbs and stick things, a photoshopped fallacy reality overflowing with digital perfection.
Poetry is something I do, where skateboarding is something I just am. I just am a skateboarder. So like, is it art? Is it sport? You could probably put a really good argument about whether skateboarding is art and whether it's sport. But I'm a skateboarder, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, I just want to skateboard.
This is our city. Your city has a palette of grey, but that's not the way that we see it. We observe the cracks in the curbs, the absurdity that our city has an unadmired beauty.
Skateboarding for me is a release. So you have a shitty day at work, or just a hard time in general, argue with your missus, or whatever, and then you can go skateboarding and it totally is just, it's gone, like it's rad. Like, you can have the worst day at work and then skate for a couple of hours and life is good. Next thing you know, you're just chilling with your homies, have a beer after skating or something, and all those troubles are gone. And poetry's kind of the same in the sense of writing for me is a way to get things out. Some of my poems are months old in the sense of I've worked on a million different versions of it, or a million different poems in my head. And then by the time it comes out, that's a lot of things that I'm getting off my chest. They've always been, my poetry is always about getting stuff off my chest, and performing in front of a crowd is awesome. Like, it's such a rush. Similar to, skating in that way of, I can skate. Sometimes you skate and the session is so good that you go to work the next day, for instance, even though I work for Vans, and all you can think about is skating. Which, okay, isn't necessarily a bad thing because I work for Vans, but I've still got a job to do, right? Same thing with a good gig. Like, I did a gig the other week and it was just perfect. The crowd was rad, I was stoked. Just that right amount of nervous before I got on stage, and then the next day all I could think about was like, yeah, dude, I want to go and do more gigs.
It wasn't until I started performing that I started to think about what stuff sounded like in front of a crowd. So there is kind of two types of my poetry. There's poetry that I write for the page, and then there's poetry that I write to be performed in front of a crowd.
I tend to scribble every day something, and then they become full poems. But I'm not trying to build poems. For instance, like this one started off as this verse in a smaller notepad that I've got, because I've got a million notepads, and then became this verse. And then of course I had these two verses and I was like, oh, and then, I've got bits of paper everywhere, post-it notes around my desk at work, sick bags I find on planes. Like, I love playing sick bags. Creativity is important for me, certainly, because otherwise it makes me want to kill myself. Writing a poem about skateboarding is like writing a love poem, right? Because I love skateboarding, and I don't write love poems because I can't. There's like a saying, I don't know who said it, but it was, you have to be either a genius or a madman to be able to write good love poetry, and I'm neither, so I don't. But obviously Cracks and Curbs, yeah, that was the one-off because a very good friend of mine asked me to get involved in a project that I thought at the time could be cool, and it turned out and it was good.
We don't shy away from the daily grind, we embrace it. Choose the opportunities, sometimes so focused we don't see the people or feel the chill in the air. We're at one with our city, whose noise once calmed us and now charms us with a well-sung chorus of familiar sound. We move together and admire. what only we can see.